Alright, so who's up for another weird episode? Because I'm kind of tired. I've been doing some work today. And with some work, I mean just a little bit of editing. And man, I had a client which wanted me to subtitle a video. And I talked about it a little bit in a Platinum video I recorded recently. I understand why they want subtitles. It's not fucking audible. And somehow I need to interpret what they're saying and subtitle it, and it's been actual hell. And it's actually legitimately given me a bit of a headache, and I don't have any painkillers at home anymore. So I've got a bit of a headache, and also my leg hurts, which has nothing to do with the editing, but I'm really not sure how I hurt my leg. And as you can tell, I'm just jumbling over my words, and I might just. I feel like I'm dying. Hopefully I'm not. I could be. I mean, in a sense, aren't we all dying at all times? I mean, from the moment you're born, you are, in fact, dying. That's not exactly true, because from the moment you're born, you first start to, like, develop and grow. From the moment you're about, like, 30, you start dying. And I'm not 30 yet, so let's not die. That's the way to be immortal. Just don't die, right? Isn't that like an interview with the oldest man alive a couple of years ago? I don't know if it's still the same person. Let me decrease the volume on the game a little bit because it's very loud in my ears. He was asked to the secret as to how he became like, I think he was like 118 or something. And his answer was just don't die. That man is the internet. That's amazing. So today we're going to hopefully do a fair amount of stuff here in Beastmakers while I am tired and my concentration has been very bad, and I don't want to repeat myself too much because I did talk a lot about how I've been feeling very tired, and I don't know what the cause is, but it probably is anemia. In a Platinum episode which I recorded yesterday, which is probably going up tomorrow for you guys, or it went up yesterday for you guys, one or the other. And that I did some Googling, and that you should never do Googling when you're not feeling well. And then when I did some more Googling, they said it could also be lead poisoning. I'm like, I really prefer it not to be lead poisoning if you don't mind, because that's a lot more difficult to deal with. The good part is I will just keep feeling shitty as long as if it's lead poisoning, as long as I don't ingest more lead, it won't, in theory, become worse. I don't think it's lead poisoning though, I think it's just anemia, which could become worse if I don't do anything about it. But I did get a lot of like iron and vitamin C rich meat yesterday, and then today I actually went to buy some spinach as well because that's very high in iron as well, and that's all I'm going to be complaining about my health issues as for this episode. Next episode maybe I'll be complaining about it a little bit more, probably not, because I am planning to record 2 episodes today if I can deal with it, because my buffer is starting to get back up there and I would very much prefer it to keep it that way. My buffer is now up to a week, and I want to get it up to 2 weeks so that when I leave for a couple of days at the start of November, there will still be videos daily. I just won't post them in Discord because I won't be home. When I come back, I want to have more than a week worth of buffer, which requires me to leave for 2 weeks. And I think I've talked about this already. I'm not entirely sure. That's part of like the whole health issue, and I know I just said I wouldn't talk about it anymore, and here I am, talking about it more. Apparently, like, focus and concentration and anemia don't go together. Which makes sense, because your body is running on... It's literally just dealing with less oxygen, right? Because your red blood cells, you just don't have as many. So they can't transport as much oxygen, which makes you feel tired, but also makes it so that your brain doesn't have the usual amount of oxygen, which is not good. So I might be a little bit, like, funny over the next couple of episodes, because I can just feel my brain working a little bit more sluggish, and it might just be because I'm tired, and maybe it's just because I'm like stressed and overworked, and as a result I'm tired, and as a result I'm sluggish, or maybe maybe it is anemia, and the sluggishness and the tiredness are common symptoms of the anemia rather than causality for each other. Anyway, this is exactly... I mean, usually I am not very focused in these Let's Plays. I'll be the first to admit that. I am all over the goddamn place when I'm recording these, and I feel like it's a little bit worse over the past couple of episodes, and you're just gonna have to deal with it, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. And where is the last rocket? I don't know where it is, but I do need it. And I think that is the end of this level already, and we're only like a little over 5 minutes in. So that's real good time, because I'm hoping that we can do Treetops today, because Treetops, I think it's one of the later levels in the world, so we probably will do it in the next episode. Actually, no. Treetops is probably not going to fit in today, just because Treetops is a hell to deal with, especially in the reignited version of that level, because the supercharge... I didn't touch that wall. Come on. I did not touch that wall. Did I? I might have. I don't know. I'm not paying a lot of attention. I still have not, by the way, seen anybody's reaction to the combination of mods I am using, as none of the episodes with the entire mod pack have been uploaded yet. So I'm very curious to see if people actually very much dislike the depth of field, because I appreciate it. I like the depth of field. What I don't like is not knowing where the goddamn rocket is I need to fire to open that chest over there. Huh. Okay, let's just go kill this thing first and get these gems. And then... I don't know. I legitimately have no idea how I'm supposed to break that chest. I mean, it is one that's... yeah, it's not just one that you can break by charging into it. What am I missing? Or rather, where am I missing? I'll do you one better. I already did the Y, goddammit. I was gonna say, why is Gamora? But I already did the Y, so that joke didn't work, and now I just look stupid. Also, I see more chests up there, which I haven't... Okay, so we're definitely not going to finish this level very easily and quickly, because I am getting confused. Where am I? What is this? What is life? 42. Okay, so there's a couple of chests here. Is there also a rocket here? I very much doubt it. Yeah, no, there's not. Oh, you're supposed to go this way from the other... oh, that makes a lot of sense suddenly. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It makes a lot more sense than going down and then up and then back down and then back up and then back down and then back up and then back down and then back up. Can you tell I'm feeling a little bit weird? So, getting back to like my little bit like slower and more sluggish thinking, and just that does result in me fumbling over my words a little bit, but it feels real weird, because at times I feel fantastic, I feel great, and then at other times I do feel a little bit more sluggish and just slower. And I was thinking about it today, and I was thinking, how can I describe this? For two purposes. Because one, I knew I was probably going to talk about it during the recording of this episode, because I talk about things that happen in my life in these episodes and in these videos, and this is something that is definitely happening in my life right now. So I figured I'm probably going to end up talking about it some way. But more importantly, if things don't get better, obviously I'm going to have to make a doctor's appointment, and I'll have to be able to explain what it feels like to me. That's a very important thing, I think. Just give some thought about actually what your problems are and how you feel like, and like try to come up with like clear metaphors for how it feels when you go to a doctor, because they're not going to be able to help you if you can't communicate your illness very well. So I was thinking, how am I going to tell the doctor how I'm feeling? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to that other platform and assume that the rocket is over there. It very well might be. I just haven't looked that direction at all yet. I can see there's an enemy and that's about it. So the way I would describe the like sluggish feeling I have in my mind at times, not all the time even, which makes it even more like strange to me. Yeah, definitely no rocket here. That's a little bit disappointing, I'm gonna be honest. It has to be somewhere else. It is not in this part of the map. So, you know how sometimes when you just walk outside on a normal day, you just feel the air, and it feels nice and just like clean and crisp and sharp and light. Mostly that last word is important, light. But then compare it to how the air feels on a very hot and humid day. The air seems to feel like thicker and more difficult to move through. And that is kind of how my brain feels at times, at the moment. It's like all the capacity is still there. Definitely is. It's not like capacity or even like the speed I can think at and like do calculations if I need to for something in After Effects or something, whatever. It's all still there. It's just I can think up the answer, but before I can actually like physically, well, mentally get to the answer, which already has been created, which is in my brain, it is present, but I just can't reach it. I have to like get through that like foggy. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like that foggy, humid air in order to actually reach the answer of the question I'm thinking about. And that's kind of how my brain feels. Oh, it's right here. How many times did I walk past that? I'm willing to bet I walked past that at least like 4 times. Well, that's that. That's a little bit stupid on my part. I'm not gonna blame that on like any illness I have or maybe not have or whatever. That's just me being stupid. And you know what? I'm going to keep talking about Misty Bog. That's not a bad level, I don't think. I'm going to keep talking about this a little bit because I actually have like an interesting thing here. And that is because I've been looking towards what could be causing me to feel so tired. And one of the options, I don't know how much I talked about this in the Platinum episode, but I'm going to talk about it here again. So maybe this is just a repeat with different gameplay. But the thing I'm working towards, I haven't talked about yet because I just realized that. And that is one of the options it gave on Google is that you could have a chronic. I don't even know what it was referred to as, but pretty much just chronic tiredness, which that sounds horrible. And when I first read that, I was like, okay, yeah, that would suck, but at least like I'd have an answer. And then I googled a little bit more, and I came to a website which gave reasoning. It could be lead poisoning, and some of those symptoms, a lot of those symptoms actually do overlap with anemia, so it's really difficult to tell the difference if you don't have symptoms that usually only appear with one or the other, and that's my my situation. I literally only have the overlapping symptoms for both. But I was just thinking about it, and during this episode, while I was talking, I think, honestly, I'd rather find out it is lead poisoning than it being a chronic tiredness, because chronic tiredness you can't really do much against. If it's lead poisoning, there's medicine for that. Worst case scenario, there's blood transfers, right? That can be fixed, and once it's fixed as long as you don't ingest any more freaking lead, which, generally speaking, just a good idea, not ingesting lead. By the way, if it is lead poisoning, I have no idea how I would have gotten that lead in me, so I very much doubt it is because of that. Because usually when you ingest heavy metals, you have a pretty damn good idea how they got into your blood. And I have no idea how that would have happened, so probably not that. But I think I would rather have that, because I'm still not feeling, like, horrible. I'm just feeling mildly, like, not good, like, most of the time. Which is okay to deal with for, like, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. But if it's a chronic, like, illness, it's nothing you can do, really, most of the time. So the AI on these things has been it's been made so much easier since the original version. The reignited version of those little blue things, they're easier to deal with. Still, I never can get through this level without getting hit at least like 5 times. But that's not important right now. But maybe I'm just saying that because I don't actually have lead poisoning, and lead poisoning is very much like more painful than I'm giving it credit for, which likely to be the case because I don't know what my issue is, right? I know that there is an issue, definitely, but it could be ranging from something very serious like lead poisoning, or to a certain extent anemia. Or it literally could just be stress and, like, overworking myself. Not necessarily overworking myself, because I haven't been, like, putting a lot of hours into work lately. And that is kind of the issue with my stress, because it's been fairly not busy. And fairly not busy also means fairly not a lot of money. So, yeah. It could be that. I've had a feeling like this before, and at the time I quit the internship I was doing for college at the time, which meant that I ended up graduating half a year later because I took half a year off, and that did help at the time. Definitely did help, and the feeling I'm having right now is very similar to that. Back then it was attributed to, like, burnout-like symptoms. But I'm now thinking I'm in a way different situation right now, right? Because I still do have a lot of stress going on for different reasons, granted. So it could be that, but what if at the time I also just had a low blood iron level? And taking some time off just gave me time to balance it out properly, and I kind of did that by accident, because I do find oftentimes I do, and I think this is how the human body generally works, as long as you, like, listen to your body. And I'll get to the nuance for that in a little bit. But I think generally when your body is low on a certain thing, like iron or like protein or something, you'll get cravings usually for that specific thing or something that is rich in that thing. And I do remember in the time that I was taking my break, I did eat, I think, an above average amount of, like, liver-based products, which are very high in iron. And spinach on, like, pizza, which, yeah, frozen pizza spinach isn't, like, fresh and very good, but again, spinach, fairly high in iron. So maybe subconsciously I was just fixing my iron deficiency and not my burnout symptoms. So that does also lead me to believe that it might be, like, a slight amount of anemia. Even if it's anemia, by the way. Anemia does sound very scary. It comes in different different grades, obviously. And the fact that I am even here recording this episode and talking about it means that I am doing quite fine. So, again, I'm going to try stop talking about... I mean, it is a lily pad. I'll try to land on the lily pad. I'm going to try stop talking about, like, my health for real now, because I imagine it's not very interesting to hear about for... how many gems are there? Wait, what? I could have sworn I had 499 before. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. What? Did I just not get one of those little chests over there? Dying doesn't take away gems that you got before you died, does it? I'm thinking it might. Or maybe I'm just stupid and I missed one of these guys, which is also a very likely explanation. No, it's not. Okay. No gems here, but this is a very nice central... I think we found our guy. We found one of our guys. A 5. It's probably 1-5 and not like... It's in that direction? Wait, huh? I don't understand. I really do not understand. But I do like Sparks being fully healed again. Which is... I still am... How? Really, how? How did I miss that? What? How? I don't understand. I really don't understand. But we're at exactly 7,000 gems. So let me check. That means we only have... That's 4, that's 6. That means we only have treetops and metalhead to go in this world, I think. And I'm definitely not doing treetops in this episode, as we're already like 23 minutes in, and treetops is going to take quite a while, I think. So next episode we're going to do treetops and the boss fight, and depending on how long it takes, maybe the homeworld for the next world. Until then, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this slightly shorter but still enjoyable video, hopefully. The Discord... Oh, burps. Discord link down below in the description, which I post every video I post when I go live with live streams. We're doing a Final Fantasy X live stream Let's Play I do every Sunday now. Link down below in the description for the Discord to keep up to date and just hang out, just have a good time. Just tell me what you think about the episodes. Also, you can do that in the comments. That's better for the YouTube algorithm, so please do it in the comments. But then come hang out in Discord. See you next time. Bye. Next time I'm not going to talk about potentially being anemic, okay? Okay? Bye.